NTS World's trending international news, latest astrology prediction, latest horoscope. Let's begin. Pertinent ways proven to reinvent your Rahu transit in astrology. Bound to make an impact. Rahu is a shadow planet, a fanciful point in the sky. However, its quality is the most remarkable in Vedic astrology. It goes through around a year and a half in each sign, so its travel is usually a significant visionary occasion. Rahu expands your cravings for material matters of the house where it is set in the diagram. It gives favorable outcomes when at 3rd, 6th, and 11th from natal moon. Also, when it travels to the 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 12th house from where the natal moon is situated, it very well may be malefic as well. Rahu Transit 2022 date and time. According to Vedic crystal gazing, planet Rahu is among the gradually movable planets after Saturn. It requires 1.5 years to travel, starting with one zodiac sign then on to the next. Traveling in a retrograde way, Rahu would move from Taurus to Aries zodiac sign in 2022. Let us now read in detail the effects of Rahu transit in 2022 on all 12 zodiac signs. Aries 2022. Rahu would be in the second place of pay, discourse, and family for Aries locals toward the beginning of 2022. It implies that you would have advanced family conditions. Right now, you will feel sincerely joined, just as expertly delighted. Following that, Rahu will travel in the first house or ascendant that delineates self and character in April 2022. Rahu transiting here will cause the Aries locals a ton of issues. It will certify your proclivity for burning through cash, and there could be a danger of monetary misfortune too. A few prosperity concerns might make you flip out as far as well-being. Additionally, with the travel of Rahu in 2022, there is by all accounts a deficiency of peacefulness of thought that suffers throughout everyday life. It would wait for you into a sensation of distress. The planetary travel expectations 2022 say that you ought to go without enjoying any criminal behavior. Since Rahu will travel in the main house, people seeking separation might have their solicitation achieved. Furthermore, assuming that you have been hitched, your marriage might be tense, which would isolate you from your accomplice for a significant period. Single Aries people would encounter new open doors and energy. Expertly, there may be a test to keep promptness and routineness at work. With it, there will be a few legitimate worries encompassing you as well. Your fellowships could be super durable in your life. However, all that will choose the positive qualities for well-being and funds. Remedies wheat, jaggery, and copper can all be donated. On a Sunday, place these 3 things, or one of them, in a copper jar and dip it in the running water. Load an earthen vessel with jow and place it in flowing water for 4 Saturdays in a row. Taurus 2022. Rahu will be the ascendant or first indication of self and character for Taurus locals toward the beginning of the year. It proposes that you may be experiencing mental strain and that you ought to be careful about enemies. What's more, the travel time of planets suggests that during this time, cease from putting your confidence in your buddies carelessly, which could likewise make you might encounter some psychological pressure in your work environment. Following it, Rahu will travel in the 12th place of salvation, consumption, and unfamiliar increases in April 2022. According to the Rahu Gochar forecasts 2022, the achievement will be there for those working in innovation research. Others in the space of promoting and advertising will live it up all through this travel. Travel would be advantageous for you if you are from the games world. From making notoriety and progress throughout everyday life, you will partake in the product of gains and benefits. It isn't the right second for understudies, so you should work incredibly tenaciously in your scholastics. The people who work on the forefront guard or in observation might be raised to higher positions. There is a danger that you may become involved with attempts at finger-pointing, accidentally attacking others around this time. In any case, its best piece is that your enemies will not be able to harm you. You will get speedy compensation for your worthwhile endeavors. There might be an inclination for unfamiliar arranged educational programs or excursions abroad. According to the Rahu Travel Expectations 2022. With it, profound agreement, reflection, and customary recuperating will look interesting to you who might help your well-being and prosperity. Remedies each day. Put a tilak of sandalwood on your brow and wear sandalwood aroma on your body. If feasible, keep sawn as well as sugar underneath your pillow for a restful night's sleep. Also, eat your food in the kitchen. Gemini 2022. For Gemini locals, Rahu will travel in the 12th house toward the start of the year. It says that you might bring about enormous monetary misfortunes. Nonetheless, there could be an unexpected expansion in the expenses. With the time transforming, the justification for it will be signing some new and obscure type of revenue. Ahead, for individuals who decide to travel abroad, this season will be invaluable. Rahu will move to the 11th place of abundance and wants in April from that point forward. It would be a marvelous time for you because new revenue streams will open up. You will have more economic power since you will suitably deal with your spending. In addition, during the Rahu Gochar 2022, you could likewise put resources into reserves that will be useful to you over the long haul. Individuals that are utilized will be compensated with abundance because of the advancement. Couples who want to begin a family will be glad to hear excellent news. On the other hand, hitched people might face issues with their kids, schooling, and related stuff. Besides, with planetary travel 2022 in Vedic soothsaying, your relationship with your dad might be stressed. 2. Bring in quick cash, dispense with a hypothesizing during this time. Generally speaking, new, compelling contacts will arise, just as an expansion in the standing and regard of Gemini locals should have been visible as well. With everything taken into account, the time would be incredible for you as far as calling and funds, joined by extraordinary prosperity. Remedies prior to lying in bed. Rub mustard oil on your big thumbs and toes tips. Wearing iron ornaments or consuming water from a silver glass would yield fruitful results as well. Cancer 2022. Rahu will travel to the 11th house for Cancerians at the beginning of the year. It implies that you would live it up as far as abundance as a massive load of cash will encircle you. You will have a few chances to go to a social event or an excursion. You will be lucky and wealthy. Following that, Rahu's travel to the 10th house around April might bring you brilliant changes. A new position with massive obligations would be there at your doorstep. Rahu planet in the 10th house will likewise cause hardships and disappointment in your calling or business from the get-go. Be that as it may, your work and commitment to keep local would keep you busy with liabilities. The tasks in your grasp may go under strain. However, you would be through everything with self-conviction and certainty. Your partners and higher authorities probably won't concur with your interests in light of the lack of common sense on your part. There could be chances that a portion of your colleagues might be plotting against you at work, driving you away from occupations. Hence, it is prudent that you keep to your dedicated technique as it will yield ideal results later on, and soon your bosses will perceive your endeavors. You would have exceptionally stayed with your vocation during the travel of Rahu in 2022, which might cause a hole among you and your friends and family. Consequently, do care for your family just as your nearby ones. Prosperity during this planetary travel in 2022. Remedies during the nights, give stray animals bread and milk. When walking out of the home, natives must strive to wear a black or blue cap. Leo 2022. For Leo people, Rahu would travel in the 10th house toward the beginning of the year, demonstrating that they will take a stab at achievement and buckle down during this time. From that point onward, Rahu will travel in the 9th place of fortune, otherworldliness, and karma. In April, it will bring you fluctuating outcomes since there would be continuous use, yet there will likewise be pay in your direction, assisting you with being through this cost stage. Like this, your work, just as your monetary condition, would be in a never-ending state of good and less promising times continually. With it, your affection and relationship might also stand up to influencing results. There will be snapshots of happiness and closeness, yet with a hint of assessment contrasts. You should invest extra energy in each minor detail to get anything finished. In each pursuit, there would be difficulties and battles. Rahu in the 9th house will bring startling destiny. Your undertaking will finish, and your desires will be satisfied at the last conceivable moment. The strength of your dad and a few senior, more established family members might turn into a justification for uneasiness. Leo locals previously running the introductory period of their adoration life could feel predicaments in singling out what they want. You might need to manage a few hardships in your lives in light of the travel of planets in 2022. The odds are high that you may feel anxious as well, prompting your inclusion in God or otherworldly exercises to disappear rapidly. Remedies for the best benefit. Natives must put saffron tilak on their foreheads daily. On Mondays, you must bring water as well as fruits to Shivling. Virgo 2022. For those brought into the world under the Virgo zodiac sign, Rahu will travel in the 9th house toward the beginning of 2022. It shows that you may disapprove of your dad. Also, you may be less occupied with strict undertakings. Following that, Rahu will travel in the 8th place of the mysterious, surprising misfortune, gain and investigation in April. It might come as a difficult stage, loaded with tiring occasions and utter hopelessness, joined by disappointment and sadness in many ventures. Love life could be a piece bleak or tumultuous inwardly. Virgos might be exposed to an unwanted exchange or downgrade at work, just as a lot of aggression and disgrace. Matters will be hard to manage because of homegrown worries and a lack of mental harmony. You will encounter uneasiness and tumult throughout the Rahu planetary travel 2022 in Vedic soothsaying. In this manner, you should utilize reasonability in your life. As a result of Rahu's travel in the 9th house, you may go through minor disasters on the street or in the waters. Accordingly, beware. This time frame might raise well-being related difficulties. Minor to significant dangers can't be precluded. Along these lines, practicing more prominent alert in all means and ways should turn into your need of time. You might potentially manage the trouble in your marriage also. In conjugal connections, there may be a lack of harmonization. Thus, care for your accomplices' well-being and cause them to try not to get dinners in huge sums, as this could be the justification for their well-being breakdown during the Rahu Gochar 2022. Remedies possessing a square block of silver can help you eradicate all Rahu-related unhappiness from your life. Each day, put sandalwood white tilak on your brow. Libra 2022. For Librans, Rahu will travel in the 8th house toward the beginning of the year, demonstrating that you may bring in cash by deceptive or illegal means. You would have the option to develop your bond with your parents-in-law. At work, things may become horrendous. Later, according to the travel of planets in 2022, planet Rahu will travel in the 7th place of organization and marriage in April. It will present to you a few horrible results, particularly in factors encompassing your wedding. You might encounter struggles in your marriage life. The central justification behind the equivalent could be your impassion. On the off chance that you are engaged with a business, there is a potential you might have conflicts with your accomplice, since doubt will be common as of now. It is suggested that you should stay away from the mates who are egotistical and parade off in disposition around you to keep issues among you and your accomplice under control. Any new business or ventures should not be finished during the Rahu travel 2022. With it, you should be careful about your rivals who might be plotting against you. Rahu planet will cause your long-lasting accomplice or business partner medical issues and mental fomentation. Be that as it may, with this travel of worlds in 2022, you will invite tremendous thriving and a significant cash progression in your occupation or industry. Be that as it may, there may be a few skirmishes with your mate for a brief time frame, which could weaken your well-being in some or another structure. Remedies: don't disturb the people tree when you're giving it water. Put 6 coconuts into the water, river. Scorpio 2022. For Scorpio individuals, Rahu will be in the 7th house at the kickoff of 2022. It implies that there could be a poisonous effect on your wedding. There are even potential outcomes that your picture among your realized ones might pollute, so be careful. With regards to business activities in organizations, be wary there as well. Ahead in 2022, Rahu will travel in the 6th house in April. And this period will acquire you achievement cutthroat assessments and different types of challenges. On the other hand, Scorpio locals might receive acknowledgement and ubiquity in their occupation because of the travel of Rahu 2022 in the 6th house. Additionally, it will likewise offer positive acclamations to your life. Rahu travel 2022 can help you make progress from an unfamiliar spot, just as you gain from your excursion abroad. Numerous representatives may get recruited in different urban areas or nations, and associating with them would be incredibly valuable during the travel time. Despite hindrances, you would have the option to prevail in your work life. The resistance will endeavor to spread your notoriety, yet you would deal with the matter with intelligence and guts. You would be allowed the help and friends of government agents or senior figures during this time. In addition to this, your partner will be helpful as well. While being astute, your build will be excellent, and you will be energetic and invigorated constantly. Yet, in any case, it would be wise to adhere to a sound eating regimen and exercise framework. Remedies: natives shouldn't ever harm their brothers and sisters emotionally. You must also have a black puppy as a pet. Each day, put saffron tilak on your neck and forehead. Sagittarius 2022 Rahu will be in the 6th house for Sagittarius locals toward the beginning of 2022, demonstrating that you will live it up in practically all aspects of your life. You would handily overcome your adversaries and become better compared to them. Understudies. Reading up for cutthroat tests might be effective, assuming they work steadily and set forth their endeavors. Afterward, Rahu will travel in the fifth place of affection, sentiment, and training in April 2022. It would present the most benefits, incomes, and triumphs in your day-to-day existence. Ahead, according to the Rahu planetary travel expectations in 2022, many singles will meet their perfect partner, and the majority of them will wed. Additionally, assuming that you are enamored or hitched, you will partake in an incredible time together and be glad around one another. Moreover, with Rahu Transit 2022, most Sagittarius locals would profit from the new fellowships and associations. Expertly, it will address a good time for you since you might accomplish some achievements during this period, especially those associated with the field of craftsmanship, development, and diversion. You would be in your best form as far as execution and thoughts. Accomplishment in the games area, joined by cash and acclaim, will be there as well. Taking everything into account, there might be some offspring-related entanglements for the Sagittarius ladies expecting a child, which would sort out with time. Yet, as a precautionary measure, pregnant ladies should practice additional alert during the travel of Rahu in 2022, as there could be a danger of an unnatural birth cycle. Remedies: keep one silver elephant in your house. Avoid alcoholic beverages and non-vegetarian foods. Daily, give stray birds 7 grains. Capricorn 2022 Rahu will begin the year in the 5th house for individuals with the Capricorn zodiac sign. Subsequently, sweethearts may confront troubles in their connections. In this manner, it isn't prudent to settle on rushed choices or go with something you might lament later. Notwithstanding, then again, your financial position will improve on the off chance that you function admirably and put in an endeavor properly. From that point forward, Rahu will travel in the 4th place of solace, extravagance, and parenthood in April. During this time, your simplicity of psyche will be impacted enormously by the Rahu Transit 2022, and you could feel uncomfortable and testy for most of the period. Your day-to-day life will also get stressed, affecting your speed to accomplish your objectives. Fundamentally, you avoid potential risk when taking care of any property or auto worries as of now. Furthermore, it very well may be plausible that harms might unexpectedly pursue you, harming you conceivably seriously. Accordingly, it is fundamental that you take adequate consideration of yourself. With it, likewise, ensure you don't go free in dealing with your mom, as some high points and low points in her well-being may be there as well. Expertly, work associations can cause you a few issues, and you might get a solid drive to switch occupations. Hence, it's ideal to avoid individuals of problematic respectability. As a result of something similar, your expert field could get hurt. Capricorn locals into business may go through hardships in executing a smooth activity, just as issues with their homes and resources. Remedies: donating 400 grams almonds or coriander, or both, in rivers would help to reduce Rahu's negative impacts. Also, on Saturdays, offer coconut in the flowing water. Aquarius 2022 Rahu will be in the 4th house for Aquarius locals toward the beginning of the year. It recommends a lessening in family fulfillment and a likelihood of creating some distance from guardians. It is by all accounts conceivable that the soundness of your mom may decrease too. Following that, Rahu will travel in the 3rd place of mental fortitude, short excursions, and more youthful kin in April 2022. It will get you favorable luck in your occupation, business, and expert life. Those looking for acceptable marriage companions have plenty of time. Maybe not this year. Existing heartfelt issues could advance to marriage, and singles who have been longing to meet their perfect partner will meet them soon. Love experiences will be productive, joined by a happy opportunity to begin another endeavor. With the Rahu planetary travel 2022 in Vedic soothsaying, you may acquire from various sources. During this time, numerous Aquarius locals might have different kinds of revenue. It would turn into a fantastic chance to attempt something new. Working environment development and advancements could be conceivable as well. Family and work life would work in a state of harmony for you, and you will have the option to make the most of chances for self-improvement and progression. Your mentality towards your life would be positive, and everything around you will assist you with building up your particular manners of understanding that will ultimately help you expand your profit. According to the Rahu Transit 2022 forecasts, all your persistent effort will pay off abundantly during this stage. Remedies for financial prosperity. Carry a coin of silver inside your wallet. It's a good idea to wear silver as well. Pisces 2022 Rahu will be in the third house for Pisces locals toward the beginning of the year. Because of it, your certainty will develop, and you will successfully overcome your rivals. You would have conceivable outcomes to go on endless excursions, all of which could well help you. Rahu will then, at that point, travel in the second place of discourse, speculations, and family in April 2022. This period probably won't be promising, particularly regarding family and monetary issues. You probably won't get good help from your loved ones. Pointless contentions with close ones and relatives may happen, exhausting the appeal of the bond. Your unsavoriness might cause pressure and conflict with your life partner. Accordingly, Rahu Travel Forecasts 2022 propose you keep away from pointless and horrendous discussions with your accomplice, as your self-image driven outlook and brutal conduct might make the pleasantness of your relationship decay. Abruptly, you may feel constrained to participate in excessive spending. It would bring about lessening investment funds and an expansion in your uses. Accordingly, it is prudent that you care for your needs and spend the wealth you have afterward. Alongside it, you should follow a standard system to arrive at your destinations, as it will be advantageous for you over the long haul. Furthermore, abstain from making any vast speculations during the Rahu travel period 2022, as you might encounter some psychological strain with it. Additionally, make sure to keep a stable and cordial climate around you, as it will be helpful for your prosperity. Remedies. Eating your meals with silver cutlery as an effective 2022 Rahu transit remedy. You could also put an iron ring in the middle finger's working hand. You must also store a bit of pure gold ball. In Rahu Gochar 2022, a little saffron inside a silver box would be helpful to you. Please like and subscribe NTS blog.